Here is a list of some of the lessons I took from books that I read in 2025 and why I'd actually recommend them. The first book I read was The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. I started reading this book towards the end of 2024, but I carried it into 2025. One of the reasons was because the book demanded a lot of reflection and not consumption. So I'd just like to state that this is not a book that you can rush through. The book centers around understanding the concept of self-sabotage. And according to the writer, Brianna Wiest, self-sabotage is a coping mechanism for unaddressed problems. She describes it as this conflict between a conscious desire for change and a subconscious need to stay in one's comfort zone. In the book, self-sabotage is not framed as laziness or low self-esteem, but a protective response against fear, pain, or just the unknown. So she explains that these behaviors are not random and they are attempts to protect us from perceived threats such as failure or even the pressure to succeed. The Mountain Is You represents the internal obstacles that we face, emotional patterns and wounds that we must face in order to grow. You see, one of the most important ideas that I took from this book is that you cannot stop self-sabotage without understanding what is happening internally or rather inside you. So before it shows up as behavior, it shows up in your body, and it can show up as a tight chest, a knot in the stomach, a lump in the throat, whatever. So these are just sensations that are signals that an emotion has been activated. And instead of reacting immediately, Brianna Wiest emphasizes that pausing to name the emotion without judgment and encourages us to ask whether the feeling is coming from what is happening right now, a function of right now, or whether it is being triggered by something unresolved in the past. So when we do not make that distinction, we end up reacting to the present with emotions that actually belong to another time. So according to the book, the goal is not to fix the symptoms of self-sabotage, but to develop self-mastery by actually addressing the underlying emotional wounds that we might be carrying. And this is why I would recommend The Mountain Is You. Keep it growth.